Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
We back. Another episode of the Bromigos podcast. What's poppin', bitches? What's good, niggas? How y'all doing? I'm sorry I said niggas. I know you guys are white, so you know.
No offense taken. We're good.
Yeah, no offense taken.
I don't have to repeat myself from last week again. So
I'm sure when you get called the N-word, you guys get so excited. It's like, ooh, I'm one of them now. Anyways, we're back for another episode. I'm here with my boys. Let them go.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Gucci, man, I got my light back.
Thank God.
Actually, all I had to do was just turn my table 90 degrees and
yeah, first time we've seen Hunter's face in fucking God knows how long.
Too dark or too bright? But
yeah, too dark or too bright. This time it's just right. It's your boy, undercover brother Matt. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today?
I'm tired. I'm very tired.
Dude, same.
Been dealing with bullshit, dealing with parents for the past 2 days. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
Listen, I cannot feel my arms right now. My fucking brother and I have been going to the gym, and he fucked me up today, man. I can't fucking lift up anything. My shoulders are jacked. Everything, man.
Goddamn. Yeah, man. I was in the gym yesterday what was I doing? Shoulder presses, chest press, incline. What else did I do? I did some shoulder shrugs. See, like, I mean, you can't tell on the video, but I mean, everybody listens to the show. Like, I'm a strong motherfucker. Like, I ain't gonna hold you.
I believe you. I am not a strong motherfucker, so I'm hurt a little bit right now.
Bro, I was over there. I was doing shoulder shrugs, and I was using 60s, and I'm like, it's kind of light. Let me go 65. It's kind of light. Let me go 70s. So I started pumping out 70s at 3 sets, 15, chilling. Yo, man, when I went over and started doing my chest press, I thought my shoulders were gonna just fucking pop off. My arms ready to fall off. It was terrible, man. It was terrible.
Yeah, no. I feel you, but what was it? I stepped. The reason I'm pushing so hard for the gym, especially this year, I stepped on the scale yesterday. I wasn't happy with what I saw. No, I'm not that bad. No, I would not be happy if I was 300, but I was over 200, and I'm like, I haven't been over 200 since 2018. So
I mean, the holidays will do that because I was.
Yeah, but it's since COVID, it's been like a gradual fucking decline, and I'm like, nah, man, I got to get back in the saddle and start fucking lifting and cardio hardcore again, man. I didn't get to say this last week, but my goal this year is to be able to take my shirt off at the beach finally. That's my goal. That's all I got to say.
That's been my goal the past 3 summers. Still getting there.
Same. The last 3 summers, I've been saying the same thing. But you know,
here's my thing. I just don't go to the beach, so it just hasn't happened yet. I could, but no.
I haven't been to the beach since like 2018. I don't have a need to go.
Fair enough.
Last time I went to the beach, I sat in the towel for about 30 minutes.
And you said, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
Yep.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about this week. Where do you guys want to start with first? There's been a lot. Some unfortunate news, some wild news. Where do we want to start with first?
Get too deep into it because I know everyone's going to talk about it anyways. But the Damar Hamlin situation was, from an athlete standpoint, it's like one of the scariest things you could ever see because it's always scary and sad to see an athlete go down to injury, contact or non-contact. That shit's hard to watch. I remember seeing Paul George go down before the Olympics. Remember seeing KD, Clay,
Y'all remember the Kevin Ware situation from Louisville years ago? Mm-hmm. I remember that very vividly. Like, that was scary.
Yeah, man. Kevin Ware and do you go old school? I've seen the video of Joe Theismann. Like, all these videos, and, all this footage, it's terrible. It's sad. But when somebody goes down due to a health condition where it's like life-threatening and you see them laying there on the ground and you see both teams come together, like, it's a full circle moment. It shows that, like, sports really aren't that damn important. There comes a point in time where, especially when it comes to pro sports, even though it's looked at as a form of entertainment, these players work their asses off in order to get to where they are. It's so hard to see an athlete go down like that when it has nothing to do with sports, has nothing to do with injury. It's health. I think a lot of times at the end of the day, we tend to forget that these athletes are just normal vulnerable people just like the rest of us. Only difference is they get paid more money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I actually had no clue. Let me explain my point of view of the whole situation. I have to thank Hunter for this because he kind of gave me some insight as to what happened. I was watching the Rutgers-Purdue game, and Rutgers fucking won that game, thank God. Rutgers had just won the game, and right when I turned the football back on, everything stopped. I had no clue what was happening. I was checking Twitter. I had no idea who this Damar Hamlin guy was. So I'm like, what happened? I don't know what happened. Maybe he got hurt. I thought it was just a regular injury. Hunter came in clutch for me and kind of pointed me in the direction of where I needed to look a little bit better. And that's when I kind of saw the videos of what had happened. I had a very, I had a very guttural, emotional reaction to it for some very personal reasons. Not that I knew the guy or anything, but I said last week that it goes to show just how life can be so vulnerable and it could be taken from you like that. Like, I have every reason to believe that maybe even for a split second, Hamlin died on the field until they did CPR and all that stuff.
Yeah. So for me, I was getting ready to do a broadcast, and like it's always Monday nights, Thursday nights. So I always have like something on the TV just to like look up at every now and then. I was getting ready. I saw the hit, and then I went back, was fixing my nose for like 5 seconds. I looked back up. The guy was down. And was like, oh, he's hurt. Okay. And I get ready to do my notes. So I'm like, okay, they're going to take a break. Come back. They're still looking at him. Okay. Come back. Then I see the ambulance on the field. I'm like, whoa, wait, this is serious. What's going on here? Then I saw the replay of him collapsing. I was just like, oh my God. Like that, it was just so sudden. Like it just seemed like a normal, it just seemed like a normal hit. Like nothing too major.
That's the scary part. It looks like a routine, normal hit. And I have only ever seen one particular instance of something like this happening where he had a cardiac arrest from a blow to the chest. And that was in 2012. I know you guys don't watch wrestling, but I do. And this is a perfect example of that. Jerry Lawler had a match. Now, the guy's like 60-something years old. He shouldn't have had a match to begin with, but he had repeated blows to the chest from something throughout the match. And as he went back to do commentary, because he was also a commentator on the show, he had a heart attack right then and there from the match that he had just had. And they had to like somehow continue to show. They had told everybody what had happened and that, you know, a couple days later, he obviously was fine. But that's like the first thing that popped into my head was that situation from 2012 of somebody having those blows to the chest and having a heart attack or cardiac arrest right then and there. The other instance I want to bring up from wrestling history is, should they have continued the game, which we're going to get into, I think, soon anyway. 1999, Owen Hart falls from the fucking rafters and hits the turnbuckle and dies. They continued the show somehow, some way, despite the horrific situation that had happened. A lot of people were questioning whether or not the game should have continued. Some people wanted the game to continue because it's like, oh, what we need to see a winner here or whatever the fuck. We'll get into what Skip Bayless said too. But I think at that point, if you see the reactions on the players' faces, because there was a lot of emotional reactions, there's no way those guys could play.
No.
There's no way, at least maybe just as me being a normal human and not an athlete, there's no way I could fucking play after seeing something like that, let alone a professional player. Your thoughts, Andy?
I don't really know how to I don't really know how to even say it. I really don't. Because I think if you look at it from the Skip Bayless situation, right? Fuck it. Let's dive right into it.
Yeah, we'll dive into it. Let's dive into it.
Yeah.
You know, I put in the notes and I said, you know, Twitter isn't the Bible, right? Because I feel like people look at Twitter all the time. They hear what people say, whether they're famous or not, and they take it to heart, and then they just run with it. You know, Twitter's word isn't gospel. Everyone has their own opinions. It's an open forum for people to say whatever they want to say. That's normal. But what Skip said wasn't wrong. I heard where he was coming from, but the timing and the manner in which he used his words were insensitive. Yeah. That's what wasn't.
I agree.
I most definitely do not think his demeanor towards what he was saying, he didn't necessarily think the effect of what he was saying was going to be as big, but it was. what somebody like Skip Bayless has to understand is that I don't really care about what he said about the game. He thought the game should have continued. He said he's seen things that happened.
Part of me thinks he wasn't even saying that. He was just saying the scale of the game. How could they continue?
Right.
And,
right.
How is it going to get pushed back when something so... Exactly. I don't know. Like, the way he worded it was terrible. I agree with you on that. The way it was worded sounded absolutely horrible. But I'll let you continue and I'll say what I'm going to say.
I just don't think I don't think his intentions were malicious. I don't think his intentions were malicious at all. And I think a lot of people read what he said and took it to heart because in the heat of the moment, how the hell could Skip Bayless say something like this? This is crazy. This is despicable. I can never imagine saying something like this after a situation that happens of that magnitude on a football field.
Yeah, that's never in my lifetime. That's never happened before. And I guess just the heat, like you said, just the heat of the moment. It's like this is the last thing that people should be worrying about because it was literally life and death at that moment.
Right. Now, here's my thing. I don't blame Shannon Sharpe for not showing up to work.
I don't either.
I don't blame him. He's a smart man for doing that because we've seen the relationship that they have on television. First of all, I think Skip and Shannon are good friends. I definitely think they're good friends. I think a lot of times we see Skip Bayless on TV and we get a certain opinion of him based on his character, right? You know, the character he plays on TV. I don't think he's like that in real life. I don't think he is. I think a lot of things he does is for the television. But Shannon not showing up to work yet the other day showed a lot of discipline. Because I think we all know if Shannon would have been on the show the day after, should I say a couple hours after Skip makes that tweet, well, I think we're watching.
Uncle Sharp is going to fucking snuff him. He's going to snuff him. If we thought he was going to beat his ass for the last thing when he tried to compare him to Tom Brady, he's definitely snuffing him this time.
I think we would definitely be watching the UFC other than Undisputed. The Undisputed Champ. That's what we're going to see on TV. If Shannon Sharpe would have showed up the other day to work,
man.
But
and the Undisputed Heavyweight Champion of the world, Shannon Sharpe.
The thing that bothers me is even the day after he didn't show up and he had his little opening monologue about his thoughts on the situation. And, he mentions Skip's tweet once, but immediately Skip feels the need to cut him off and try and interject in some way, shape, or form. And I think from Shannon's point of view, I would expect him to get angry, which he did get a little bit heated at that. Some people say it comes off as unprofessional on Shannon's side of what he did. Like, oh, he's not going to show up. That's unprofessional. He has a contract, blah, blah, blah. First of all, vacation days are a fucking thing, motherfucker. He's inclined to have those vacation days. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's a millionaire. You have to fucking work a 9-to-5 monotonous job, not him. Oh. But seriously, like I don't see any
like that, man.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying it. People that say shit like that just annoy me. But the other thing is like I understand where he's coming from because he was a player. Imagine him in that position as a player. Like, there's no way he can fucking play. Didn't he say he saw his brother get paralyzed for a split second in his opening monologue? Temporary. Yeah.
I think that's partially what ended his career because his brother didn't play that long. Still in the Hall of Fame, though. Shannon Sharpe's in the Hall of Fame, but he could have been one of the greatest of all time if he didn't get hurt. So put it that way.
But my whole thing about the Skip situation is that like when people started coming after him about it, I kind of thought it was a little bit childish. People, like you said, people take Twitter as the Bible and they immediately pounce on something as soon as they don't agree or they think they don't agree with something or they don't like something that's tweeted, blah, blah, blah. It's the whole cancel culture mentality and all that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily have that reaction. I was upset that what he had said and the way it was worded, but after like a couple of hours of like kind of reading it and seeing different points of view of it, I can see where he was coming from, but the way he worded it, as I said, was trash.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they don't stop to think about, they immediately react with emotion. I don't react that way for anything most of the time because I try and come from a reasonable and logical point of view. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to let fucking karma and whatever outside force take care of fucking whatever Skip Bayless. Because sooner or later, what he's going to say is going to come back to him in some way, shape, or form. So I just let karma take care of that.
Yeah.
But
And
now let's get the emotions out of it. Oh, go ahead, Hunter.
I was just going to give like an update on Damar. So like,
yeah, what
as
is the
of this
update?
recording, he has feeling, movement in his hands and feet. He's able to communicate with the doctors there, although he still has a feeding tube in, and he's still on a ventilator or respirator, whatever, one of those things.
But he's awake, because that's the good
Yes,
thing.
he's awake. Yeah, he's fully awake. He's able to communicate with them, and in one of the ways of communicating, he wrote like a question down on a piece of paper to the doctors asking who won the game.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Hey, that's that competitor in him. Yep.
Yeah.
I respect that. I respect that. Now let's get all the emotions out of it. Let's talk about Skip and Shannon. That was great TV. Okay. Plain and simple, great TV. I love seeing the both of them go at it. You know why? Because I'm so tired of these damn narratives that all these sports networks try to put on us. Every time I look at ESPN, they're sucking Luka's dick. They're sucking Zion's dick. They're sucking Bron's dick. Like it, and it's just over and over and over and over and over again. Everybody knows that every single network has their own set of players and teams that they constantly broadcast. Like, I remember when I was in high school, bro, all you saw on ESPN, Golden State. Tom
They
Brady.
were the team at that time.
They were the team. But, that's not the only thing going on in sports. You know what I'm saying? Not the only thing going on in sports. That's why I like these shows where people are going at each other, but it's their own opinions. They're bringing their own perspective to the table. It's really obnoxious when I look at things like ESPN and they're talking about things, but I could tell they're clearly trying to push a narrative so that way we can tune into their show. I don't want you to push a narrative more for me to like your show. That's why I like shows like Inside the NBA, where these guys speak publicly about the game, about players, about coaches, but it's also nothing that's coming from the front office telling, all right, yo, today you guys got to talk about this, because they're going to keep it real. They're going to have their own opinions, and they really don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say, because we all know everyone at ESPN is listening to somebody or a group of somebodies that's telling them, this is what we're going to talk about on the show. If you don't like it, you could go, because they've done it before. The only person at ESPN that could say whatever the hell he wants to and will never get in trouble, Stephen A. Smith. That's it, because he brings in the big bucks. That's it. And he's black. So that's rare to see something like that. But everybody else, leash and chain.
So can I ask a question on something to that point of view, like how you say Undisputed is a little bit more free in that regard? What do you consider First Take to be? Because First Take was essentially Undisputed before Undisputed was Undisputed.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
First Take, aka the Stephen A. Smith Show and Friends. That's all it is.
Yeah. Now it is anyway. Now it is.
Stephen A. Smith and Friends. Stephen A. pretty much really runs the show. Molly mediates it.
She's there.
She's there. She exists. She exists as eye candy. Let's be honest.
Right. Yeah. She's there for eye candy. We all know that. Speaking on that, that's another thing that I hate is that a lot of times ESPN, right? ESPN hires these pretty females for eye candy instead of hiring women can talk about sports and make shit interesting.
Well, they do. They have one that her name's Beth Mellons, but she just her voice.
There's a few that actually do a pretty good job. Like one of the two Asian chicks I see that always seem to do a pretty good job.
I'm not saying
I forget their names.
That's different. They just be on shows. Like Molly's on that show for eye candy. She's not on there to talk about her sports knowledge or anything. She really isn't, because how many times do you ever see Molly really go in on the issue? Or unless she's there for like the emotional support or there to like kind of break up arguments or anything. That's what she's there for. She's there to moderate the situation. But then I look at Fox. Joy Taylor. Taylor is one of the best sports analysts in the entire world. I mean, her takes are on point. She says things a lot of times that I think, but I can't articulate the way she does. Like she says things. I was like, yo, she ain't lying. Like that's some real shit. The other day she was talking about Russell Wilson, and she's like, Russell Wilson is all, upset because his head coach got fired. Russell Wilson has to take a long look in the mirror and realize it's his fault that his coach got fired. And
the Lakers coach got fired?
No, Russell Wilson, not Westbrook. Wilson.
Oh,
Wilson.
fucking hell.
Wilson.
That
makes sense, though.
Getting the two confused.
Who would say something like that?
That's
Who would
true.
say something like that? I mean, if you really think about it, well, damn, Russell's been playing like ass, so they're not going to let go of the $200, $300 million man. They're going to let go of the head coach they're only paying $5 million to. That's a pretty good point. But a lot of people aren't going to say stuff like that because you have to say what ESPN tells you to say, right? So I do love watching shows like Undisputed where they just going at it, because if you really think about it, that's how sports debates are had. We go at it. We
go at it all the time. Like, we're not Undisputed or First Take, but we go at it and we kind of bring our own points of view to the subject.
Yep. I want to see you rip your glasses off and get pissed. That's
I can't do that. These are my only pair.
Oh no, go blind.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go blind. Thank God I have contacts. So I don't have to worry about it.
I don't have to wear contacts 24/7.
OD. All right, let's transition.
Yeah, what else we got going on here?
Well, we do have
can we get back to the NFL, because the playoffs are literally next week, and like we mentioned earlier, that Bills-Bengals game, that was a pivotal game for the postseason because both of those teams, they're both capable enough of getting the number 1 seed. But obviously, with the Damar Hamlin situation, that's not going to happen.
Oh my God! Breaking news! Texas just fired their head basketball coach. Wow!
Again?
No, they put him on leave.
No,
they suspended him. Now he's fired.
What was the deal with that?
He was arrested for
abuse or some shit, right?
Yeah, on his wife.
Yeah, I thought he hit his wife. That's what I thought. Yeah, wow.
Oh,
wow. Shit. That man fumbled a big bag because he was at Texas Tech and he went to the national championship. Like, he's a good coach. And then he went to Texas for some reason. I don't know.
Chris Beard fired.
I don't know why he went from Texas Tech to the University of Texas. I don't get it. Texas does not have a good basketball program, and Texas Tech did.
Felony domestic violence charge. Yeah, he's done.
It's crazy. Baylor, Texas, all these Texas schools, right?
Houston's really good too.
They'll let go of a coach for beating up his wife, but I swear their football players be raping everybody, and it always ends up going under the rug. I'm telling you, it's the saying in Texas, right? You know the saying in Texas?
What's the saying?
God first, football second.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
I mean, Jerry Jones was up to that.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. But anyway, while we're on the topic of sports, apparently you wrote something in the page there. Apparently Klay Thompson, he was ass, and now he's back to hooping again.
Splash Brothers, man. Splash Brothers, man. Shout out Chris Smoove for real. Yeah, Klay's back, man. Klay's back. I wouldn't say he's fully back, but let me put it into perspective for you, okay? Klay Thompson right now is playing on a level that he hasn't played on in a very long time. Over the past 3 games, he scored over 100 points. That's something he hasn't done in years. Okay? We have not seen a healthy Klay Thompson play basketball in about 3 years, right? And this year's been rocky for him. We know it's been up and down. But I think there's certain things that people have to understand. You have to look at. First of all, Klay Thompson has not played basketball in damn near 2.5 years. He hasn't played a full season. So you got to take into account all those years he literally has not ran the court, hasn't played a defensive set, hasn't played one offensive play, right? You got to take all of that into account. This dude is still getting prepared to come back. Like, it's almost been a year since he came back to the Warriors after being off an injury. So, yeah, I expected him to take all this time to get to where he is. But the other day, 54 points. Bro, I haven't seen Klay drop 50-something since 2018, 2017. It's been a really, really, really long time. I think it's the most points he's ever scored since 2017. So think about that. That was when they had KD. KD hasn't been there in like 3 years. So it's a long process. But when it comes to Golden State, there are 3 things that they need. 3 things they need. Number 1, Klay Thompson's got to keep hooping. He's got to keep playing at that superstar. He's
got to stay healthy first.
Just stay healthy.
That's the first thing, and then that.
Most definitely. Steph Curry's gonna come back. I'm not worried about that. Steph Curry's gonna come back, but obviously we need Steph Curry to win. Yeah, he hasn't played in like a month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we need Steph Curry back. They definitely need Steph Curry back. But the biggest thing for them is that Golden State let very, very key players from their championship run last year go to other teams because they wanted to hone in on the young talent that they had. Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, James Wiseman. So you got
Poole in that as well.
Jordan Poole too. Jordan Poole too.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole basically is in that too. So you got all this young talent that they decided to pay. They all got paid. Every single one of them got paid. I think except James Wiseman. He's still on his rookie contract. Everyone got paid. Everybody got the bag. So they need to live up to the hype. They really do. They really do. And I think it'll work out for them because I think based off last year's experience in the playoffs, it's going to help them move forward into this year moving into the playoffs. But they got to show it now because right now their young core is kind of all over the place. James Wiseman's going back and forth from the G League to the NBA. Moses Moody's kind of been up and down. Jonathan Kuminga sometimes completely non-existent. Andrew Wiggins hasn't even played in weeks because he's been hurt. You know, Draymond is still producing. He's still doing what Draymond does, but I think defensively he dwindled a little bit because he's just not as healthy as he used to be. And he's not young. I mean, Draymond's 32. Like, as fans of the game of basketball, as fans of sport, we need to start appreciating this whole Golden State era. I think a lot of us took advantage of it because we had seen him win every year.
Not only I was gonna say not only that, but just like everybody else in general, like they're all getting up in age. Like KD, Giannis, Kyrie, Embiid, all those guys, they're all getting up in age. Even LeBron, he just turned 38 and he dropped 50 points.
Yeah, we can't even say 37 anymore. Now we have to say 38.
No,
it's kind of weird. You know, I was looking at a video the other day on Instagram, right? And it was like a montage, and it was saying that, you know, we have lived through the best era of sports. Oh, that's 100% true.
I think you sent that to me, didn't you?
I did.
I did watch that. Yeah, you're right.
From when I started watching sports in like 08, 09, I mean, when I was a little baby, I remember seeing Tiger Woods on TV, but I didn't know what the hell he was, right? But as you grow up, you know, in your adolescence, you're moving on. Like, think about all the athletes that we have seen, that we've watched play on TV. LeBron, Kobe, Brady, Rodgers, Derek Jeter, A-Rod, Big Papi, Ray Lewis. Like, we've seen the legends and we've seen the young stars. We've seen the Hall of Famers. We've seen all of these guys play their respective sports. Like, that era is gone. When LeBron goes, when Messi goes, when Ronaldo goes, there's a new era of sports. Like, I feel like my era that we grew up on hasn't died until Brady retires, until Bron retires, until Messi retires. You know, I felt like a little piece of it was gone when Serena retired, and now Roger Federer's gone. Like, the greats they're not falling off, but they're starting to go on to the next phase of their lives.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is when you get up in age. I agree with you. You have to appreciate them while they're here, even if you don't really like them all that much. Like, there are some of the people that you listed that I'm not like the biggest fan of, but I appreciate the greatness that they had while they were playing. Like, for instance, like Kobe. Like, I couldn't appreciate Kobe while he was alive.
Yeah.
Now how much that hurts for me to say? I couldn't appreciate him when he was alive. Now when I see highlights and stuff, I'm like, God damn, Dante was right. He was really fucking good.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Like, every time I see like a Kobe tribute or a montage or a mix, I'm just like locked in because I appreciate it so much more now. And the fact that he's gone makes it a little bittersweet. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
For
me, I can kind of say the same.
Now? 2 years that Kobe died now, or 3?
No, 3. 3, because it was 2020.
Shit.
Actually, it's coming up in a couple days.
Yeah, I know. Might be coming up by the time this episode releases, unfortunately.
Come out next Friday.
Okay.
Next Friday or Thursday. Yep, 14th, I believe.
What a shame. What a shame.
Yeah.
No, it was 26th of January, 2020.
26th?
Yeah, I knew it was towards the end of January. Yep.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. I was thinking about another death date. You're right.
Hey, you know what tomorrow is?
What's that?
January 6th.
That
might have been what you were thinking of, but I'm just saying.
I just want to say, I was on a podcast.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, right. I was on a podcast. Shout out, Wait, What podcast? And we were making so much fun of that because there were so many funny posts that were made on that date specifically, like the 2020 or 2021 date.
Funny, yeah.
We were just clowning that whole thing, man. Honestly, let's segue a little bit. Does anybody really care anymore?
I don't, but I just think it's so funny. Like that shit is funny.
Yeah,
like,
it's fun to go back and laugh at.
I mean, bro, white privilege is some wild shit. Like, imagine feeling so entitled that you felt the need to trespass into one of the most sacred buildings in the entire universe. The entire.
Oh, they were doing it peacefully, though. No,
they were doing it peacefully, right? Yeah, they were doing it peacefully, quote unquote, right? Quote unquote. Like, imagine thinking that you have so much privilege, you can just walk in there and think nothing's gonna happen to you, and then when you get prosecuted, then when you go to jail, it's like, I can't believe it, I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm just expressing my.
Want to know what's
I'll say 2 years later, there's still people getting prosecuted for that,
as they should.
You know what's fucked up though, and I was thinking about this about a week or two before the actual January 6th thing happened. The Congress had denied a bill for like some sort of COVID funding to get people more stimulus or things like that. You know, people obviously wanted their money and they were upset, Republicans and Democrats. So I was thinking to myself, it's like, man, why don't they just go to the steps of Congress and fucking everybody, combined effort, to like voice their opinions that, hey, some of these fucking people that have been in Congress for a really long time, not to the extent of which January 6th happened, but some of these people that have been in Congress a long time are kind of fucking with us. Let's tell them how it is.
It's like that one meme where it's like, finish. Does he know? It's that.
No. But here's the thing. But
I got a question.
No. Let me finish what I'm going to say.
You sure you weren't there?
I'll tell you where I was. I was playing video games when it happened. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
I swear.
I was working. I couldn't even go.
I swear to God. So I may have unknowingly predicted January 6th before it actually happened. So I'm like,
I think we should go to Congress and stand on the front steps.
No, I didn't say I think we should. I didn't say I should think.
The people.
Myself, the people in general should have gone there, and not to the extent of which they did.
Is it not we the people? Are you not the people?
It's the people
idea.
Listen, I wasn't there, so go fuck yourself. I am not traveling to fucking Washington, D.C. of all shitholes to fucking go complain about Donald Trump not being president. I have much better things to do.
Yeah, that's facts. Anybody who watches our show that's like not from the States, like, even though Washington, D.C. is where the White House is, it's where the president stays, it's not a great place at all.
Why would anybody willingly fucking go and protest that shit? Really? Like, listen, we joke about, oh, was he there? Does he know all that shit? We joke about it, but it's like, really, does anybody really want to go?
And you know what? I would say, in a way, think about back in like 2020 when those same people were complaining about all the rioting and loot. Well, I shouldn't say rioting because it was rioting, looting, breaking, stealing, all that stuff. And then, January 6th. Oh, yeah, we'll do this. They're breaking in, entering, looting. They were taking stuff from that building and keeping it as prized possessions. And now they're getting prosecuted.
They stole the dumb shit, though. They stole the dumb shit.
Someone stole the podium.
They stole the podium. Why the fuck you want a podium for? You know how much shit you could have stole?
White people go to Congress and steal bullshit, and niggas take advantage of the opportunity and steal Jordans. See, it makes perfect sense. See,
we're not so different after all.
See, y'all hating on us.
Not so different.
Look, they're disgusting. They're looting and everything. January 6th. Well, I think they were expressing their right to protest and,
peacefully inside the Capitol building, and they were just peacefully taking what
they went unarmed, right? They
wanted souvenirs, I guess.
Allegedly,
right? Could you imagine if 100 unarmed black people would have walked into Congress and did the same shit? You know what happened? There'll be 100 unarmed dead black people.
I was gonna say they all wouldn't last very long.
Kidding me? Come on, dog.
Fuck.
Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Come on, man.
We're not here to fucking cause like conspiracy theories and bullshit. It's just funny though. You can. I'm not fucking going to be a part of it. Listen, I already unknowingly predicted that shit like 2 weeks before it happened. So I'm like, oh fuck, Jesus. It's a weird day.
It was the Illuminati. It was definitely the Illuminati. I blame Beyonce and Jay-Z for January 6th. They run the shit. You ever heard about Jay-Z and Beyonce scandals besides the elevator?
I haven't actually heard. I actually haven't heard any. That's a different story for a different time because I think Mike should be involved in that. Because speaking of fucking scandals and Illuminati,
Michael Jackson's still alive. He's in Cuba. Go ahead.
Is it Michael Jackson or Tupac?
That I don't believe. Tupac I might believe, but I don't believe the Michael Jackson one. But what was I saying? Speaking of the Illuminati, the Matrix, so to speak, Mr. Andrew Tate, that motherfucker. Of course, when we stopped recording last Thursday, literally right after we stopped recording, it's announced that Andrew Tate got arrested because of some bullshit that he was spewing with Greta Thunberg of all fucking people on Twitter. Back to Twitter. It's come full circle now. People taking Twitter as gospel now again. But
in this case, it was because he got arrested. Well, they announced he got arrested on there.
That's just a really weird and wild situation. You have people that obviously hate Andrew Tate. People that I'm friends with, like, oh yeah, fuck Andrew Tate. He finally got arrested. Fuck that misogynistic piece of shit. Blah blah blah. And then you got people that are on his side that are like, yo, he shouldn't have been arrested. All that garbage. I'm sitting here in the middle, kind of like, I don't really give a fuck. I mean,
I don't care, but everyone's reaction is so interesting to me. They're like, oh, they finally got that piece of shit. He's finally going to jail. Like, I knew it. I'm like, what did you know?
Does he know? Does he know?
He knows.
Hey, do y'all have conversations on the daily? Like, the fuck are you talking about? All these dudes, all these women going at Andrew Tate. Happy the man got arrested for sex trafficking when, first of all, we don't even know if there's any truth to it. If there is or isn't, cool, whatever.
It's funny you mentioned that. I'll let you finish, but it's funny you mentioned that because I want to have something to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get why people don't like Andrew Tate. I mean, I get it because he's very he's not in your face, but he is in your face about how he goes about things and what he says. But
he's alpha.
Yeah, he's an alpha male.
He's top G.
There's alphas and there's betas. That's just how it is. But I don't think Andrew Tate's a misogynist. I think a lot of times people will be on social media and you'll see clips. You'll see like a
out of context clips.
You'll see out of context clips with an out of context caption, particularly in an out of context time, in an out of context situation. Everything's always out of context. If people would take the time to, oh, well, Andrew Tate said some bullshit or something you didn't agree with. Okay, fine. You don't agree with it. Cool. But you don't agree with it because you didn't hear the full story. Did you see the question that was asked? Did you see the manner in which it was asked? Did you see who asked the question? See, when you're critiquing an interview, when you're critiquing a clip of something, you got to make sure you read the whole thing. You see the whole thing. Because if you don't, then you're ignorant of the whole situation. So many people have that view of Andrew Tate. Oh, he's a misogynist. He's a pig. He's disgusting. He doesn't care about women. No.
I will say this much. A lot of his older videos come off a lot worse, even if they are still out of context. A lot of the stuff he's saying in those videos comes off a lot worse than the stuff he says now, in my opinion.
Right. And Andrew Tate will come out and say some things that women might not necessarily agree with, but men will agree with. And then if you, as a male, if you agree with what Andrew Tate says, then
you're now misogynist.
Exactly. But to be honest with you, there are a lot more women out there saying dirty, messy bullshit on podcasts and on TV just for some clout. And no one ever bats an eye because it's been so normalized.
Look at all the bullshit that Barstool fucking posted. Like, look at what they had Call Her Daddy. That entire show was that shit. Look at the stupid show that I've showed you clips of, specifically Dante, of that show that they tried to replace it with, and it's really not nearly as good.
No,
that's awful.
It's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
It's just a bunch of bullshit. This is a bunch of bullshit. Like No Jumper. I like No Jumper, but whenever they have the porn stars on, I'm like, women want to shit on Andrew Tate all they want. How about you shit on women like that? Like, when you go onto a podcast and your claim to fame is telling the host of the podcast, oh yeah, I fucked like 7 guys on the Phoenix Suns. And
yeah.
Number one, A, why are you saying that in public? B, why would you bring someone's personal story like that onto a forum like that without their permission?
Every now and then I'll see like a screenshot of her face on it where it's like, oh, the Suns need help, and it's her. It's like, oh no, the Suns are losing by 30. There's only one person who can fix it.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I have no problem with a man saying that he's an alpha male. There's a certain way you should go. That's fine. If that's how you see things, And then there are women who want to be alpha women, make their own money, do their own thing, own their own businesses, have their own opinions. I'm with all of that.
Can I get your take on something on the alpha part, if you don't mind? Do you feel that when you do project that alpha male energy, so to speak, I feel as though guys have to constantly say it all the time. And to me, when you call yourself an alpha, it doesn't come off nearly as good as showing people. See, I'm all about actions displaying that mentality. I'm not about like, oh, I'm an alpha, blah, 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 when you really don't show anything to do that. Like women, I feel, do a better job at that because when they say they're a boss ass bitch or whatever the fuck they say, they're alpha women, they at least have something to back it up with. Guys will just say they're an alpha male. And the only thing they have,
they're both the same.
But either way, like sometimes guys, certain guys say they're an alpha male, but all they do is go to the gym. Okay,
okay. I mean, first of all, you're not a fucking boss bitch if you got a Gucci bag and some.
I never said that was the only thing. I'm talking about like owning businesses.
You know how they be. You know how people be. Just like the alpha males be. You're like, oh, I'm an alpha male. Blah blah blah, bro. You're 32, living at home with your parents. You go to the bar on Tuesday nights to drink beer with your friends. You play video games with. Shut the fuck up, boss girls. Okay. Just because you wear designer sunglasses, all right, and you eat at expensive restaurants every once in a while, and you post it on your Snapchat, and then you post some dumbass picture you standing outside the restaurant with a caption that has absolutely nothing to do with the picture that you posted, does not make you a boss ass bitch. You know what makes you a boss ass bitch? Making your own money. Providing for yourself.
That's exactly what I'm
for the people around you, asserting your dominance when you walk in a room without having to say a word. And that goes the same way for alpha men. But what do I know, right? I'm just a guy. What do I know? I don't know anything.
I mean, I don't disagree with anything you said. That's exactly what I was trying to say. You articulated it a little bit better than I did.
Can we just say it's so easy for women to make money than men? Like, I know there's this
look at OnlyFans, bro.
Yeah,
look at OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I know there's a stipulus of like, oh, men make more than women and like stuff like that. But to make money just like that, they can just make your OnlyFans, post some boobs, and be like, yo, got an OnlyFans.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Can I offer an opinion?
Want to make more money? Just sell your body. I don't.
Yeah, can I offer an opinion on that? And I don't mean when I say what I'm going to say, I am not disparaging sex work in any way, shape, or form. My other podcast promotes that sort of thing. I've talked to people in the adult industry, and they're great people. But man, I purchased an OnlyFans this last month, and I got to be honest with you, that shit ain't all it's cracked up to be. I was disappointed, man. And you know what sucks? It was a new OnlyFans chick. Like, they don't know what they're posting. They don't know what they're doing, and they'll post once every week and a half. And I'm just like, I paid $10 for this shit. Give me something.
Yeah, man.
Paid $15 to see an Instagram picture.
I paid $15 to see that. There were some Instagram photos on there because I follow on Instagram too. I'm not going to name names. I'm not fucking bullying. That's not my point of this conversation. But they'll post shit. Like, OnlyFans obviously promotes adult nudity and shit. They'll post shit with fucking emojis on their nipples or whatever the fuck. It's what's the point? That was the point of you making the fucking OnlyFans.
Yeah, women want to talk about OnlyFans and be like, oh my god, they've made it seem like for us, if we get an OnlyFans, we're sluts, we're whore. No, I don't think anyone.
No, that's not the case at all.
I feel, but the original intent for OnlyFans had nothing to do with sex and selling your body and selling videos and shit. That was not the intent of
it. Was art, right? I think
it was something that only your fans could see.
Yeah, it was literally more like a Patreon. That's all it was. Different Patreon. And then over the pandemic, I guess women were like, well, shit, I ain't got no job, I ain't making no money, I might as well take these niggas stimulus checks.
Listen, it's a great idea. It's a great business model. But if you're going to fucking do that shit, make the content worth something people want to buy. That's all I'm going to say. Because the shit I had, and it's coming to an end soon. I'm not renewing that shit. It would be a waste of my money.
Can be tasteful.
It can, but sometimes when it comes off amateurish, like too amateurish, because there's a market for amateur content. When it comes off too amateurish, like you don't know what the fuck you're actually doing, it shows and it bothers the shit out of me. And that's coming from someone that has a sex work based podcast. So
it sounds like you should be a director.
Shit, I couldn't fucking film that shit at all, man. I don't know what the first thing about.
Why couldn't you film it?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
No, I'm just not good at like camera angles and shit like that. There's an art to doing
well,
shit
then
like
that's
that, man.
Wait, but what camera angles are you pertaining to?
I'm talking about.
Well,
don't you try and trap me again, you
well,
son.
Here's the thing. You could
just ask a question. What do you do? I just want to know.
Listen, I've seen some really good fucking quality videos on the internet. All of us have. Like Vixen, in my opinion, makes the best fucking content that there is in adult entertainment. And there's no way I can.
You watch Vixen shit? Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude, their shit's beautiful. The cinematography on that is beautiful. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to watch
I can't pull that off.
I'm trying to watch porn, not a fucking movie. Okay. All right.
I don't care.
The performance.
Some people want it to be a movie.
Get out.
But it's good content. They make good content. There's a reason why they do so well. But hey, listen, if it's one thing I know, sorry to interrupt you, Hunter, I'll let you finish in a second. If it's one thing I know from doing my other show, if there's a market for it, people are going to fucking buy it. That's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say my favorite thing from like the behind the scene porn gig, the guy's eating a donut, watching this chick get railed, and then he's like slowly feeding the guy fucking her the donut. And she's looking up like, what? Give me my back shots. Come on. So she's like, what are you doing eating the donut?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Since Matt didn't want to admit it, I don't know for some reason why he didn't want to do it. Listen, I couldn't direct porn either. Could you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. I can't direct it. You can't. There's so much shit goes into it.
Imagine having a camera all up in another nigga's nutsack. Like he hitting that shit doggy style. You up underneath like, yep. Hey man, can you get a little more swing in there? Yeah, we just need it for the
You know what's even worse? You know what's even worse? The POV shit. Could you imagine being the actor and having a camera like right up to your chest, like some motherfucker like on behind you as you're trying to hit? It's terrible. That's why I'm saying like I couldn't fucking direct that shit because I don't want to be up all in someone's grill like that.
Well, there's a difference between being a camera operator and a director. You're not really you're
sometimes
directing
the camera operators are the directors, Hunter.
Trust me. Could be both. Yeah, you're right. Could be both. But
there should be some way for us to like they should make a mini camera, right? To put
like a GoPro.
No, like on the tip of your dick. And then when you like, when you're inside, like you can see what's going on in there. I mean,
that already exists.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta give me one.
Date Money OnlyFans coming in 2023.
What do you mean by that?
Inside.
Let me go. What do you mean by that?
You can see all the insides right then and there.
Only $9.99 a month.
Yeah, only $9.99 a month, and maybe he'll actually give you good content.
My OnlyFans will be $6.99.
Nice.
I'm saying, check out Dane's inside stuff.
The show has gone full degenerate. I love it. Where's Mike when you need him? Shout out Mike, man. He's on the plane coming back from Germany. Hope he had a good time. I'm sure he's got plenty of stories to tell us next week. But
so next week's show is gonna be about Germany. So just get ready, y'all. Get ready. Get ready.
Guten Tag.
Yeah, Guten Tag on that regard. But
get your Wiener Schnitzels ready and your whatever.
Your beers, everything.
I bet Mike didn't bring back a beer stein like I asked him to. I know.
If he didn't bring back that wine he was talking about, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Do you think he can even get that through?
I'm telling Mike right now, Mike, when you see this, if you didn't bring me back a beer stein like I asked you about like a month ago, you're dead to me.
If he didn't get us gifts, I'm gonna be upset. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dead to me.
If he didn't give us any gifts, I'm gonna be a little upset.
His excuse better be, yo, bro, I was gonna get it for you, but I was with my kid. That's the only valuable excuse, the only valid excuse I can give you.
Well, there might be something with the airport where like. Not like a Brittany Griner situation, but like I don't think he could bring that stuff back.
Man, fuck
My mom brought me a
TSA.
beer stein back from Germany.
I don't know what that is.
First of all, don't they sell shit like that in the airports? Why wouldn't you be able to take it back?
I know they do.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't go to airports.
Have you never been on a plane?
I mean, when I was young, only twice. That was it.
You're one of
I've
those
never
people,
been on a plane.
You know,
I only went when I was going to Disney World back in
People that have
2011.
never been on a plane before really don't know what the fuck goes on in airports. They have no idea. They're like so confused. Like when you tell them what you have to do in order to get into a plane, they're like, "What?" I'm like, "No, this isn't Home Alone." No,
I don't remember too much because for me, I was too young. I was too young to even remember.
Mm-hmm.
I only had like one memory of it, and it was like really bad because I thought we were all gonna die.
I've been there before. I was
post 9/11. Everybody's had that fucking thought in their head, like, "Oh, this is how we go out." Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, first I say this. Listen, I'm not racist, okay? But when you're 8 years old, certain thoughts go through your brain. All right. There's one time I was on an airplane. I was going to Atlanta, and just walking through the airport and saw a dude with a something on top of his head.
Yep.
Right. And he had a bag.
Oh shit.
Yep.
See, I've been in some pretty bad situations where it's like, oh shit really might go down. I saw a dude had the hijab on and he had a briefcase, but he made matters so much worse for himself. Like we were already in the terminal. Kept trying to go through the exit door and the alarm sounded. So we were all like, oh shit, it's happening, bro. Like we're all done for. You know, I'm just trying to get out. They didn't want to
And that is the part that I remember the most because I thought we were going to die because I saw someone similar to what Dante described. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to die. Oh my God.
The racial profiling in airports is real.
It really is real. But I get it. You know, white people, I understand. I get it. So now when you see us in the elevator and you clutch your purse, I get it. I understand. I mean, I'm not going to steal it, but see, that's what I love about racism. You know, whenever I'm in an elevator.
First of all, there's nothing to love about racism.
What?
No, see, here's why I love it. Because I could play around with it. Like, for instance, if I'm in an elevator and there's an old white lady, that's happened numerous times, and she's clutching her purse, she's kind of moving away. Right before I get off the elevator, I might go, just like go at it.
Make him flinch.
You're an asshole. You think I say things that make me look like an asshole? That's an asshole move. Come on, Dante.
During the pandemic, it was even better because I had a black mask on, so I really was about to rock.
Oh man!
Oh shit! Listen,
just take one step and hit him with a jab step.
Man, if the cops were ever looking for you, this would be the perfect place to start.
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
I'll have to watch the other 30 episodes before 20.
Yeah, they'll have to watch the other 30.
As long
gather evidence.
At least give us some support. Don't just listen.
As long as the FBI stays away from my DMs with my friends, my Snapchats with my friends, and all my group chats, we're good.
Yo, imagine if they ever checked out the Bro Migos group chat.
Oh my God.
The if the FBI ever saw the Bro Migos group chat, they might think to themselves, damn, these motherfuckers are dumb as hell.
It's like my problem is like if I think something and I just want to text to somebody, I'm just gonna text it to you.
I do the same thing, and y'all fucking clown me for it all the time.
Yeah, like I was listening to Young Thug earlier, and I text Tave. I was like, I just put my cum in her pussy. Now it's wet, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, I was like, Thugger said it, not me. I didn't say it. He said it in the song. He said it in the song.
Shit. Oh man.
Being honest.
I think that's a good way to wrap up this episode. Man.
Well, I just want to say, speaking of cum, guess who's coming back to the postseason?
What? What do you mean by that?
The Giants.
What do you mean?
I wanted to get that in.
Yes,
I wanted to get that in because last week they weren't in. Now week has passed. Giants are in the postseason. Matt, how do you feel?
I feel really great, actually. I'm glad it was against an easy opponent like Indianapolis because, let's put it this way. They're a doormat team. Anybody can beat them. Really simple.
I can single-handedly.
You can. You really can. Any of us really can. And I'm the least athletic person I know. Anyway.
I would love to see
Sunday though.
Man. I would love to see that.
Listen. You don't. That's why I have a basketball hoop at my house. I haven't fucking used that thing since middle school. That's how bad it is.
I would love to see this. Matt was definitely the kid in gym class that would like get the ball and just shoot in a side hoop, but never really get in the game when they was about to play threes. Like that was Matt. That was Matt.
I can't remember to say if that's an accurate description, but it's probably close.
I can say I'm the type that I would always get the ball and always shoot from the corner, like run back, shoot in the corner. Why are you running back? It's like I like the corner.
No, I was definitely. Oh man, before we go, y'all want to hear this? This is how you know I'm the least athletic person in the world. Y'all want to know how I dislocated my knee when I was in high school? Oh shit! Let me tell you this story. This is a good one. In gym class, I don't know if it was raining or it was cold out or some shit like that. We're playing indoor soccer. Now, playing soccer on a really slippery on
a basketball
court, that has its own set of challenges. Me, it's like tenfold. So we're losing by like 3 fucking goals, my team, because my team is ass. But somehow, some way, I pulled off the greatest steal known to man, at least in my book. And I start running up the court. And I realized that, the goalie clearly sees that I'm going to try and kick it. So I'm not going to let that happen. So I'm going to kick the ball to someone who I know is much more athletic than me, because it was one of the athletic kids that's on all the sports teams and shit. As I do that, I stumble and I lose my balance. And I land my left leg. And somehow all my momentum goes to my left knee. That shit goes sideways.
Oh.
It's on the left side of my goddamn leg.
Oh my
It's completely blown out. So I go down. I scream a really loud fuck. I thought I may have like rolled my ankle, but then I realized it's a lot worse than that. So I put my hand in my face for like 5 minutes. It felt like an eternity, but I couldn't. All I saw was dark. I heard people are trying to figure out what happened to me. People are seeing if I broke my leg, all that shit. Once I come to and I roll over in a much more comfortable position on my back, the first thing I tell my gym teacher is, "Did we score?" And they said no. And I was like, well, that was fucking useless. What the hell?
Who do you think he was? Damar Hamlin?
Yeah.
I was shit.
Too soon? Well, that's not too soon.
Yeah.
That's a little too soon. But they fucking took me to the hospital, and then what was it, 3 months of recovery? And I was, what's the worst part is? The worst part was it was the week after I got my license.
Oh.
It was terrible.
Man,
terrible. Well, you know what? That just brought up another good memory from gym. Well, funny memory, but kind of similar. We were playing floor hockey. There was this divider in the gym. There was volleyball on the other side, but there was a small side for floor hockey. I was like, all right, cool. So I was goalie. My team stunk because we picked different teams. It just so happened my team could not score a single goal, and I would basically try to be like LeBron and carry. I'd go out to halfway through and shoot with the big ass goalie stick. So we were losing, and I was just so frustrated. I went to throw the goalie stick, and I got no leverage from it. It slid under the divider, and it went halfway in between the volleyball nets. There were 3 different volleyball nets. It went all the way to the second one. And somehow there was no gym teacher in there to notice this big-ass goalie stick that was just flying around on the floor. I ran over to the other side. I had half the people looking at me. I was like, yeah, I didn't do it.
I mean, since we're all talking about gym class stories, I guess I'll give the last gym class story. First of all, I want to say I'm a gym class legend. All right. I used to, when it came to dodgeball and kickball.
You give off those vibes. You give off those vibes that you're a gym class legend.
See, here's the thing. People, when I was in intermediate school and elementary school, I was a tryhard. Once I got to high school, I was like, I don't care about this shit. I went to gym just so I could have a break from the rest of my classes. I didn't try in gym. I usually didn't change for gym. I was like, bro, I got practice today. I'm not trying to use all my energy up in this bitch playing volleyball with Sarah from period 7, So 6th grade, we used to play this game called California Kickball. California Kickball is like regular kickball, except you can run around the bases as many times as you want until you get out. So we, instead of having bases, we had the big ass gymnastic mats. And this time we decided to play outside because it was the springtime. Now, at my old intermediate school, still there's a train that goes in the vast distance, right by the soccer fields. Well, we decided to play in the soccer fields that day, and we were busting this team's ass. I mean, busting their ass. It was like, I think it might have been like 150 to like 20 something. Like we're just running up the runs. Had a bunch of athletic kids in my team, and I'd asked my gym teacher, Mr. Davis, who ended up happening to be our AD when I got to high school. I actually saw him the other day. I was like, Mr. Davis, how much money are you gonna give me if I hit this train? And he's like, Dante, if you hit the train, you're getting a detention. And I'm like, first of all, I thought it would have been an amazing feat for me to hit the damn train, but there was no train going by at the time. I was just like saying it, right? So I'm going up to bat, load my right foot up. I'm ready. I'm telling you, God was listening to that conversation that me and Mr. Davis were having.
No.
I swear to God, the moment I was up to kick, all you hear was choo choo. And in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting this detention. So back up. And see, it was one of those days that we played with like the old school dodgeballs, the rubber ones.
Yeah. They always use those.
I don't know what it was about those, but damn, I used to get some height on those shits. But I was like, let me see if I can really kick this shit long. So I booted this bitch, loaded up, bow, train coming, ball coming. And I didn't even move. I just stood there. I was like, oh, there's no way. Train goes through, and there was a milk cart. There was a milk cart. That was one of the things that was selling milk. Hit it. Point blank.
No, you're bullshitting me. There's no way.
The fence isn't that far away. It's not that far away. It's not like it was like 1,000 yards away. No, it wasn't that damn far away. But pretty significant kick. Like it was a pretty significant kick. It was very far. It was very far. I used to play soccer back in the day, so it was like normal for me to do shit like that. But I went inside. Mr. Davis called me into his office. He said, Dante, you're supposed to get a detention, right? I was like, yeah, I know. That was some of the most impressive shit I've ever seen. Go to class. And that was the end of it.
That's my boy right there. That's my boy.
Oh shit, man. I'm telling you, Jim Used to be fun, man. Dude. Gym used to be fun, like dodgeball, poison ball. I miss that shit. Just see, best part about gym classes, you play dodgeball. Like if you had a bad day at school, if I had a bad day at school and we're playing gym class, if one of my classmates was the reason I was having a bad day at school and we're playing dodgeball in gym class, I guarantee you it's over for you.
Right, dude. Me and one of my boys almost got into a fight in dodgeball one time. It was that bad. Like we were, oh my God. He's still a good dude though, but we didn't actually fight, but we almost fucking threw hands one day. We got up in each other's face and shit. It was bad.
I ain't fighting nobody over gym class. That's crazy. I've seen it happen. Like dudes getting in fights over gym basketball games.
But it's just like, people talk shit, you talk shit back, things kind of get heated and then it kind of dissipates when you're like, what are we fucking doing?
Right.
Why are we fighting?
Right.
We slap hands, we give the bro hug, and we go back to fucking busting each other's balls again.
Amen.
But
Amen.
Anyway, I think that's a good way to wrap up this week's episode, man.
Great way.
Yep. Before I get into the housekeeping and shit, I do want to say shout out to Po Boys Podcast. My buddy, that motherfucker Jody B, put out the episode that me and Hunter guest starred on. Unfortunately, you and Mike weren't a part of that one. But yeah, man, Jody, where the fuck you at, motherfucker? You're supposed to come on this show one day. I'm waiting on you, bitch.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I want to give a big shout out to the Draymond Green show. He hasn't invited us to be on, nor do I know him, but I just want to shout out Draymond Green. It's a great show. Season 2 coming soon. I just gave you free promo, Draymond. Now you got to watch our shit.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I just want to say one thing. Shout out to all the women that like to suck dick out there. Okay, now let's end the show.
Hey.
I've never been more proud of you than in that moment.
God
damn, I've never been more proud. All right.
Hunter, you got it, man. You got it.
He's the hoochie man for a reason. He's the hoochie man for a reason. All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, check us out on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Google, Castro, all these other ones, Good Pods, so many more. Twitter @BroMigosPod. Instagram, the Bromigos Pod. TikTok, which, I want y'all to follow. We got some fire shit up there. The Bromigos Podcast. And, of course, every Sunday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, check out Full Swap Radio. Episodes of our show air on there as well. And you know what, man? Share the show. If you enjoy it, if you fuck with us, I want y'all to share it with your friends. We're pretty funny. Even when Mike's not here, we're pretty fucking funny. We have a good time. What are y'all fucking waiting for? Help the show grow. Dante, I'll let you take care of the YouTube part because I know that's your favorite thing to talk about.
I mean, no, it's really not. I just don't understand what you're doing at home. I just don't get it. Like, I know you don't have shit to do. I know you live at home with your mother. Okay. I know you have a dead-end job. And I know this is the only part of your week that actually brings a smile to your face. So why don't you support us the same way we're supporting you emotionally?
It's free.
It's free.
It's free. Yeah,
it takes 2 seconds to do.
We're cheaper than an OnlyFans subscription, man. All you gotta do is press a button. You good. You're good. You're good. Now, if you want to send us some money in an envelope, I'm not gonna tell you not to. You gotta listen to the show. Come on now, stop playing.
Big plans coming up for 2023, man. We'll be talking about that next week. And
I will be tweeting some wild shit once a day for the entire month of February. That's Black History Month. Not that. So y'all want to see some wild shit? Y'all want to see some funny shit? Y'all better tune in to that Twitter account.
What a perfect month to do that then.
Yep.
I'm going to hold you to that. You now have to hold yourself to that standard. I will clown you if you do not post on a day.
Listen, I might make some jokes about MLK and his secret affairs. I don't know. It might happen. Does Barack deserve to be Michelle over me? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Should Halle Berry get with the undercover brother? Yeah, I'm waiting over here. You know where to find me. This podcast every Monday.
Is Lizzo still fat? Yes, she's still fat. I'm gonna let y'all know too. Keep playing.
Shit, man.
Keep playing. And I'm
all
done.
Right, y'all. We're done. See y'all in the next one.
Peace.
You've been listening to the Bromigos Podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Avina! That's okay! She'll be back. Another cradle. She'll love me